Hello, in this tutorial I will tell you the basics of the forms, how to get information from your visitors and how could you send these information to a database table, and how could you store it, and so on. First of all, let's create a database and create a table for a form. It will be a suggestion form. Let's go to phpMyAdmin. Here, if you signed in, you must create a code which creates a table. Go to phpcode.hu. You could generate the MySQL table with it. The table name will be suggest. The first field will be the language. The second field will be the visitor's email. If you wanted to answer his suggest, you could do it with this, an email. And how about suggestion, and a date when this suggestion arrives, date, time. And I will take an active or answered, so I could tick or choose a suggest which I answered yet. So let's create a table. Oh, sorry. Let's go to an English. So let's create. It makes the SQL command to make your database fields. If you don't know how to use this SQL query, go to another tutorial which talk about phpMyAdmin, and you could do it with it, and you will know the basics of tables fields. Alright, and here is a table, name suggest. Go to phpMyAdmin and run this SQL query. It will create the suggest table, and this is it. There is no data, and you must do to modify the fields. For example, date, time. Date, time must be a field type which is date, time. You could store dates, right? It will be suggest ID. The PHP generator adds automatically this suggest ID, so you didn't need to add this field. Language, it's okay, but I'll add a default which is English, code ing, and answered maybe has a default too, which is no. It means if I insert a new, or a visitor answered a new record into it, for example suggestion, I don't know, it creates a row with these answer no, so I could select which suggestion has not been replied, and so on. I think suggestion might have a biggest or a longest value than varchar with 255. It might have long text type. This is it, this is the table. So for this you could create a form with PHP generator. Go here and make simple fill in form make with PHP processing program, and here it is. If you click here, it makes a form. You could edit, of course. It's not for this, forget it, it's a mistake. I will check. Okay, from these to the end of this source code, copy them into a new PHP program. But first, let's create an HTML template, so you didn't need to create it. Just copy and paste. This is a template for me. So clear it and paste it, and the PHP code would be here. And let's simple fill in the form make and copy them. This is it. Let's copy and paste. What happened? If you use Dreamweaver, you could delete these values. For example, language, it will be automatically set. Email from the visitor. Suggestion, it's a little bit longest. You might replace this insertion form to a text area. Date time is generated automatically. Cut and answered. It's not for the visitors, it's for just me. Let's see now what happened. If you click here, you can see the PHP code which